Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Anthony Tong, the Group CFO of OCK Group Berhad. On behalf of everyone at OCK, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to everyone present here today for OCK's 12th Annual General Meeting. This year marks our return to the physical platform after 2 years of virtual AGM. It is great to finally see all of you again, and I hope everyone is well. To start off, I'm pleased to announce that OCK has overachieved its previous year's performance, recording a new all-time high in terms of our financial performance as well as business performance. These achievements were only made possible with the hard work from everyone at OCK with the guidance from our key management team. Today, I will be taking you through the presentation where I will be presenting on OCK's business overview, some of our key achievements in 2022, our financial performance throughout the year, our business performance by business segments, as well as our future prospects. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to start off by giving a brief introduction of our core business to some of you who may not be too familiar with our business activities. We have 4 business segments, starting with core business, which is telecommunication network services. OCK provides full turnkey end-to-end telecommunication solutions, which cover the entire spectrum of telecommunication network services, from network planning, design, and optimization through network deployment, operations and maintenance to energy and infrastructure management. We also handle turnkey fiber projects, constructing underground infrastructure involving fiber optics. With our expertise, we build, own, and lease telecommunication towers in Malaysia, Vietnam, and Myanmar. In addition to that, we manage telecommunication infrastructures for various telecommunication operators in Malaysia and Indonesia. For the green energy and power solution business segment, we own a portfolio of solar farms. We are also an EPC contractor for solar farms. Apart from that, OCK is a supplier of engine generators for commercial, retail, and factory buildings. Our third segment would be mechanical and engineering business segment, which was the business that started it all for OCK. We have extensive experience in this segment where we do civil, M&E contracting, and maintenance services. Lastly, would be the trading business segment. This is a synergistic business that complements our telecommunication businesses. Now, let's go over our key achievements in 2022, highlighting our recurring income business portfolios. As of December 2022, OCK's telecommunication tower portfolio surpassed its 5,000 target. We now own more than 5,300 telecommunication sites across Myanmar, Vietnam, and Malaysia. As for our managed services segment, we currently manage more than 60,500 telecommunication sites in total, of which over 49,200 sites are located in Indonesia, which makes us one of the largest managed services providers there, with a market share of approximately 45%. The remaining 11,300 sites are in Malaysia, of which we have 23% market share. For our solar renewable energy portfolio, we currently own and operate 22 solar farms in Malaysia, which generates 12.4 megawatts of energy. For our TowerCo portfolio, in terms of the breakdown, we are now own 600 sites in Malaysia, 3,500 sites in Vietnam, and 1,200 sites in Myanmar. We recorded a growth of 15.2% in our tower portfolio as compared to 2021. We plan to ride on the momentum and continuously build or acquire more towers over the coming years to reach our next target of 6,000 telecommunication sites. Next, let me bring you through the financial performance of the group. For 2022, we reported a record year with strong growth across our revenue, PBT, PAT, and PATAMI. On a year-on-year basis, revenue grew by 26.41%, PBT by 27.39%, PAT by 17.99%, while PATAMI rose 29.05%, which were contributed by our telecommunications businesses. Our balance sheet remains healthy with a total asset of 1.6 billion ringgit, total equity of 724.9 million, total liabilities of 923.7 million. Our current ratio stands at 1.26 times with a net gearing of 0.95 times. We have been reporting growth over the past 5 years. The key focus here is the strong EBITDA growth, which we have almost doubled since 2018. This is in line with our growth in our TowerCo business, where we are now more than 5,000 telecommunication sites. The compounded annual growth rate for our revenue and EBITDA over the course of the 5 years was 6.18% and 12.63% respectively. Next, this chart shows the growth of our recurring revenue over the years, while the non-recurring revenue has decreased, mainly due to the pandemic. Nonetheless, our non-recurring revenue grew by 63.6% as compared to 2021. It is also the strongest over the past 5 years. This is on the back of the economy's recovery, as well as the pickup in telecommunication network services order books in Malaysia. We will next look into the revenue breakdown of our businesses by segments. Our telecommunication business segments, which comprises of the leasing of telco towers and telecommunication services, remains as the key contributor to the group. This segment accounted for 89.1% of 2022's total revenue. Our solar energy is included in our green energy and power solution and business division, which remains as a single-digit contributor to the group's revenue. As for the M&E and engineering service and trading and distribution segment, contributing around 1% each for our total revenue. Despite the 1% contribution from the M&E division, it has reported a remarkable growth of more than fourfolds to 7.3 million ringgit. Lastly, I would just like to briefly share with you on the group's outlook and what we can expect going into the year 2023. Firstly, we will strive to enforce our position as the largest telecommunication network services provider in Malaysia, mainly through the securing of more telecommunication infrastructure projects from telecommunication operators, Jurunilai, and various parties both directly and indirectly, as more infrastructure works will be needed to increase 4G coverage and lay the foundation for the transition to 5G. As of December 2022, OCK's total order book stood at ringgit 386 billion. We are optimistic that we will continue to secure new orders following the expected ramp-up for 5G. Secondly, we also aim to maintain our status as the leader for network managed services in Indonesia and Malaysia. We hope to capitalize on the scale and extensive presence to further increase our market share in both Indonesia and Malaysia, as well as looking into the possibility of exploring other regions. Thirdly, to seize opportunities and to build stronger presence as a tower company in the Southeast Asia region. Building upon what we have already achieved, we want to replicate our success through growing our portfolio locally and regionally via organic and inorganic means. More recently, DNB announced its target to deploy more than 7,500 5G towers by the end of 2024. This will provide OCK with the opportunity to grow locally. Looking at the regional side, we have ventured into Laos, in which we have received our Tower Co license, and we are in the midst of discussions with the local MNOs regarding tendering and tower leasing matters. We expect this to further increase our Tower Co's portfolio moving forward. Last but not least, we will continue to grow our green energy business segment and also actively participate in large-scale tenders. Under the NEM rooftop solar projects, we have been awarded a total capacity of 3.2 megawatt with a 25-year lease term, which is expected to be commercialized before the end of 2023. In addition, we will be actively looking at organic and inorganic growth in renewable energy assets. In conclusion, the group's outlook remains promising, coming from the telecommunication industry and renewable energy markets. We believe that these two industries will serve as a strong catalyst in the connectivity to transit into a digitalization, as well as putting consolidated effort to battle climate change. Moving forward, we are anticipating growth from the non-recurring income business segment due to the ramp-up of TNS projects in Malaysia. This brings us to the end of my presentation. I hope this has been an insightful session for you all. I would like to express a heartfelt thanks to our shareholders and our employees for your continuous patience and support thus far. We look forward to seeing you again next year. Thank you.